What is up, people? My name is Will Masterson, and today I'm with somebody special. I am with Eric Schabacker.
Indeed.
Yes, and basically, would you like to introduce yourself? What do you do?
Well, I do almost everything that you can think of that has to do with music. I've done it at one time or another, but I'm probably best known for having been involved in a lot of recording projects of groups worldwide.
All right.
I also own and operate some music publishing houses. I've run booking agencies. I do consulting with different entertainers around the world and help them get recognized, more recognition. I critique songs. I'm a songwriter. And I also sweep up the studio when the lights go off.
So a little bit of everything. Basically, you also own a wonderful cabin in Winterwood. It's called Winterwood Cabin in Arkansas.
Winterwood Lakeside Cottage, yeah.
It is beautiful, by the way.
Are you staying there?
Yes, I am staying there, by the way.
So you should know.
Yes, and the website should be down below if you guys want to check that out, because it is truly beautiful. So yeah, let's just get into the questions. So I wanted to know, how did you go from... I've know that you you engineered in the studio, right? You engineer.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I do.
One of the many things that you do.
Yes.
How'd you go from going all the way big, that's your full-time job, into owning the wonderful cabins?
Oh, the cottage? How did I get
how
did I get from the studio to the cottage?
Yes, sir.
Well, it's not a very likely transition, that's for sure. I basically had quite a career in recording when I was in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
But when I got out of the business, or at least when I thought I was out of the business, it was time for me to kind of retire a little bit. And so I wanted to get out of Florida and get into the mountains. I got a little bit of mountains in my blood anyway.
Okay.
And I wanted to get out of Florida and came to the Ozark Mountains in northwest Arkansas.
Okay.
And I built that cottage that you're in. I built it originally.
Oh, wow.
Well, I didn't build it myself. I designed. I designed it.
Okay, I'm just wow. You actually do everything.
And no, you would not want to see my carpentry, Will. You wouldn't want to see that. But I kind of designed it and so forth. And that was part of the master plan. It was going to be originally used for a guest cottage for my family and friends, and not as a rental for families like yours.
All right.
But as time went on and the main house was built where we are now, and the studios where we are now, the cottage over there didn't get much use. So one day my wonderful wife said to me, she said, maybe we should try putting it online and seeing if we can rent it out. And I said, okay. And here you are.
Well, great. That's great. And so a lot of this is your wife's idea, right?
Well, the cottage is.
The cottage.
Yeah, she doesn't have much to do with music. As a matter of fact, don't tell anyone.
Okay.
She's not much of a music fan.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you not be a music fan?
How can you not be a music fan?
Yeah, how?
Be my wife.
All right, then. All right, speaking of your wife, let's talk a little bit about your family.
Okay.
And 7-year-old, his name is Tenor.
Tenor.
And that is also the name of your recording company, right?
No, the recording studio here that you're sitting in is called Winterwood Recording Studios.
All right.
But years ago, before I actually owned any studios, I had a small record company that I tried to get off the ground called Tenor Records.
Okay.
Now, this is spelled T-E-N-E-R, and not like the singer, T-E-N-O-R. And I tried to get that off the ground, and it didn't work too well. But that was the beginning, almost the beginning, of the recording studio idea.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. And also, I wanted to know, what are some of the biggest names that you've worked with?
Probably the most recognizable name is Michael Jackson.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No, I did. I'm just doing this for the video.
You're doing this for the video. Oh,
yeah.
He's doing this for you.
What did you do with Michael Jackson?
Well, Michael Jackson, this was at a time when he was still a pretty young guy. He had just finished his Thriller album.
Okay.
And he was beginning to develop his song ideas for a new project that he would work on. And what we did was to record and work with him. We actually furnished some musicians as well for him.
Oh, okay.
And we put down demos and developmental work for his up-and-coming album.
Wow.
So as far as I know, nothing that we recorded actually came out for public use or consumption. But who knows? Now that he's passed on, perhaps some of it will sneak out anyway.
Wow, that's actually really really awesome. Is there anybody else that you've recorded, like that you've worked with?
Oh gosh, how far do you want to go back? Probably a whole lot of people that your viewers wouldn't know, but the fellow by the name of James Brown, who was very famous when he was alive, Gladys Knight, Emmylou Harris, Leonard Skinnard.
I know Leonard Skinnard.
Judas Priest, did I say them?
I know.
Menudo, Ricky Hall came out of Menudo. And it's all on our website. There's just too many to mention.
Wow, and the website will be in the description below, so you guys can check that out. All right, so what is your best memory in the recording studio?
Oh, boy.
Time to go way back.
Best memory. Well, it probably wasn't music.
Really?
It was probably just some sort of an oddball story, like, for example, and I'm not going to even say it's my favorite memory. Well, it was more of a story about a guy that came down from Canada, and he wanted to record with us in July.
Okay.
But he didn't want to record unless he was wearing flannel pajamas.
Why is that?
Who knows? Because he's a musician. I don't know. I don't know. So, of course, you would think that a man who has to wear flannel pajamas to record would bring his own pajamas, but he didn't.
Why?
Who knows? He's a musician. He's a musician. So instead, we had to go out in July in Florida, where we were.
In July, where it's hot.
Where it's hot, in Florida, and we had to find flannel pajamas for him to record.
Wow.
So that's kind of an oddball story, and there's lots of oddball stories like that.
Well, that's great, because the next question, I don't know if that kind of interferes with the question you just answered, but what is besides that, what is the weirdest thing you or have seen, or anything that has happened in the studio? The weirdest thing.
Well, one of the weirdest things that ever had to be recorded by BJ Recording Studios, and by the way, that was the name of it in Florida. It was BJ. It's spelled B-E-E-J-A-Y. BJ Recording Studios. There's a lot of stuff on the internet that your viewers can find on that if they want to. Well, take that back. There's not that much, because there wasn't an internet then.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't remember that. But
no, I would not.
But there's still quite a bit on BJ Studios. But one of the oddest things that we ever had to record was an electric eel discharging.
Was that for a movie or something?
No, it was for a company, I think it was like Marine Land or something like that. It was kind of a smaller version of SeaWorld in Florida. So they don't ask me why they wanted to have that sound, but they had to have it, and we provided it for them. That's kind of weird.
Oh, an eel.
An eel.
How'd you get the eel?
Well, the eel was floating in a tank. They had it in a tank.
Oh, okay.
Or some sort of something like a tank. And we got we were just coming up. We were just kind of learning our ways around studio. We got a plastic baggie.
Yeah.
And put the microphone in it and stuck it in the water and irritated the eel until it discharged.
Wow, that's interesting. So, what were you saying?
No, I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, wow.
You were saying.
So, have you ever recorded anything else animal-wise? Or was that?
Well, quite a few of the rock band members were animals.
Really? I see. All right. I actually researched you before this interview a little bit on Google.
I can tell. Don't trust this guy.
No. So you had a band.
I had a little band for a little while.
What was the name of your band?
It had two names. The first band was a group called the Starfires.
The Starfires.
And that goes way back when groups had names like that.
Okay.
But we changed it to Little Willie and the Adolescents.
My name is Will, so.
Now, wait a minute. Your viewers might be interested in this.
Okay.
On YouTube, you can find a song that we recorded, Little Willie and the Adolescents recorded.
Really?
Called Get Out of My Life. And Little Willie is W-I-L-L-I-E. Willie. Okay? And it's called Get Out of My Life. And somebody, somewhere, you got to remember that there was no internet back then, and there was no YouTube or anything else, and there were no such things as video cameras or anything else for consumers. Somebody went ahead and got that recording and put a black and white video to it.
Wow.
So I don't know who did it. I don't know who's in the video. I don't know anything about it. All I can say is it's my song. It's my so-called vocal.
Really?
And you can view it. It's had not very many views, but they get good reviews. I think we had like 17,000 people visit or something like that.
That's a lot. I haven't had that many. That's a lot.
Well, you just got to wait a little longer.
Do you mind if we listen to it now? Or
I can't really pull it up.
you can't pull it up?
No.
All right. Well, you can. I'll put that in the description if you guys want to hear him sing. The song was
Get Out of My Life.
Did you have somebody you wanted to get out of your life at the time?
No, actually, I wrote it when I was on my honeymoon.
That's not good. That's not very good.
Listen, this is kind of like the story of the electric eel discharging.
Okay.
You don't want to hear the whole story.
All right,
you don't want to
fine.
hear the whole story.
It's a long story. Okay, so where did you learn to work, or where did you learn to do all the mechanics in the recording studio?
I learned it, if you want to know where, it was in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
But if you want to know how, it was a story kind of like this, how it came about. I'll try to give you the short version.
Okay.
I had an electric train.
Okay.
I love to push buttons and watch something happen down the track. I like to see something happen. Shortly after that, I got involved in shortwave radio and started listening to different foreign stations, so I developed my listening skills at that point.
Okay.
Then I got interested in music, and then I got interested in stereo and hi-fi, and all of it kind of collided in my early years of college, where recording of music and electronics and pushing buttons all came together, and that's the answer.
Wow, that's great. That's great. All right, so now I asked some of my friends for some questions to give you guys. To give you.
Excuse me. Do you have friends?
Yes. What are you trying to say?
I'm just wondering.
Yes, sir, I do. Now, some of these questions are kind of oddball. They don't have much to do with what you do or what you work. So this is just some questions that my friends are interested in.
Okay.
All right. First one was what is your favorite Disney princess?
I'm going to pass on that one because I don't have one.
All right. That's.
And no offense to your viewer who asked that question. I don't have one. I can't answer that.
He has sons. He doesn't have any daughters.
Yes.
So, all right. If you were stranded on a deserted island and you can only bring 3 things, what would those 3 things be?
A Bible.
A Bible. All right.
A laptop with Nuendo on it,
Yes, I would probably bring that too.
just in case a band came by. And
A band would come by, floating by a deserted island.
they might paddle by with a guitar. Who knows? And the third thing I would probably bring would be a good smoothie.
A good smoothie.
A good smoothie.
What happens when you're done with the smoothie?
What's that?
What happens when you finish the entire smoothie? You're done.
I'm done. I'm finished. I got to get off the island. Then I would take a map to get off the island.
All right. Who is your hero and why?
Ooh, well, we'd have to break it down into hero of what? Hero of...
Well, let's just say hero in life, if that helps. Dead or alive. It can be anybody.
Well, all right. Not the answer you want to hear, so maybe I'll give you a couple of answers. But,
all right. It's fine.
my largest and biggest hero is Jesus Christ, my Savior.
That's great.
After that, I would probably choose somebody like George Martin, who produced all of the Beatle records.
Oh, okay.
I had the opportunity to work with him, and he can hardly be matched in terms of what he has done and contributed to music over the years.
Wow.
I might choose a fellow by the name of Rupert Neve, who developed some of those big, huge consoles, those audio consoles that you've seen in studios that sell for $400,000, $500,000 a piece. I admire all them. I admire a lot of songwriters and a lot of groups, mostly older groups. So that would be some of my heroes.
All right. Last question. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Can I have a job?
Absolutely not.
Oh man, I was happy at first. She went absolutely, and then the knock came.
I'm kidding you. You can have a job.
Woo!
Yeah, you can have a job.
Awesome.
But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a condition.
All right.
That you not only learn what, that you have to learn something when you come here to work.
Okay.
It's not just about producing shows. It's also the business behind producing the shows. What to do with them, how to get them aired in bigger and more markets, and how much you should be paid for them if you're going to be paid for them, and all of that, because it's not just production, it's all about the business.
All right, it's all about the business.
There you go.
Words of advice from Eric. So I really hope you all enjoyed this little interview. If you did, please leave a like. Make sure you all subscribe and go check out the links in the description. You can see his song, his website, the Winterwood Studio website, the Winterwood Cottage website.
Lakeside Cottage, yep.
All the websites. And yeah, be sure to subscribe. I already said this. And yeah, I will see you guys later. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Take care.